guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the St. Patrick's Day collection from my brand Pampered Polishes. This collection is going on sale February 25th, so in the description box I will link the Pampered Polishes site, I will link my business Instagram page, and then I will leave my swatching Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. This is a one batch release, so if something sells out, I definitely don't plan on restocking. So we have 6 new polishes in this collection that I am absolutely stoked about, so let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Can't Pinch This, and this is a pastel mint green, and it's got this bright gold microflake as well as a gold shimmer. So here's our first coat of Can't Pinch This. This is a little bit on the sheer side, but it does build up nicely to full coverage. It is sheer, but it is even, so if you wanted to wear this on its own in 1 or 2 coats and see a little bit of visible nail line, it does have a nice appearance that way as well, but I am going to show you what full coverage looks like today for the sake of video. I think the formula is good. I didn't have any issues with thickness, running, pulling, staining, anything of that sort. I've said it before, these larger particle shimmers are definitely my favorite shimmers. It does give an appearance of like almost glitter on the nail without having the added elements of glitter as far as like texture and removal goes. So 2 coats here, that does build up really nicely, and it's probably my preferred way of wearing it, but I do think it looks really nice at all 3 stages. Here's our 3rd coat, and that does take care of our visible nail line completely. The shimmer that's in here I think stands out really nicely against this green base color, and then the little micro flakes in here just add a little bit of extra something special. Like I said, there's no glitter in here, so nothing is going to dry textured and nothing will be difficult to remove. So there are 3 coats of Can't Pinch This. Next up we have Clover Girl, and this one is an army green crelly, and it's got a variety of ghost flakes. Here's our first coat of Clover Girl. This one is also sheer here on this first coat. Working with ghost flakes, I find these are the easiest to lose in a base color, so I did want to have this effect, but the base color needed to be on the more sheer side to be able to see through to all of those beautiful ghost flakes. So this one does build up to opacity in 3 coats, and you will be able to make out every single color in those ghost flakes. It doesn't look like a whole ton on camera, but they are absolutely beautiful in person. I also think the formula here is good, not too thick or too thin. Again, no running, pulling, or staining, and these flakes come out organically. You don't have to fish for them, and they are easy to move around the nail. They're just an incorporation into the polish as opposed to like something you have to manipulate. So here's our 3rd coat, and that does cover completely in 3. This is going to dry down nice and glossy all on its own. It does have a more jelly-ish finish to it. However, some of these larger flakes can dry with the tiniest bit of texture, so I do still recommend going in for a top coat just to cover all your bases, make sure everything is nice and even. That being said, nothing will be difficult to remove. So there are 3 coats of Clover Girl. Next up we have Here to Patty, and this is a bright neon green crelly full of matte black flakes. So here's our first coat of Here to Patty. This one does cover really well here on this first coat. There are also a good amount of black flakes in this polish. Black flakes, these matte ones, do stand out really easily in a base color, so I figured I could go ahead and add some pigment to this polish. I think the formula is good, no running, no pulling, and no staining in my testing experience. These flakes also come out of the bottle easily, and they also spread out easily across the nail with no manipulation. I did get full coverage in 2 coats. I do recommend going in for top coat. Even though this does dry relatively glossy, that top coat's going to help spread out or smooth out any texture that these black flakes might create. That being said, these are flakes, so removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Here to Patty. Next up we have My Lucky Charm, and this one is a white crelly, and it's got a variety of green micro glitter as well as green flakes. Here's our first coat of My Lucky Charm. This one is decently opaque here on this first coat. Obviously it needs a second, potentially a third depending on your application, but I was happy with 2. The main star of the show are these darker-ish green micro glitter, and then accented with these larger different shaped green glitters and gold flakes. I think this is a beautiful, fun Crelly. I got full coverage in 2 coats, but like I said, depending on your application, you might opt to go in for 3. This is glitter, so it is going to dry with some texture. I do recommend maybe something on the thicker side. Most of what's in here is small, so it's pretty easy to hide texture, and removal does require some scrubbing. So there are 2 coats of My Lucky Charm. Next up we have Shamrock Roll, and this one is a clear base flaky balm, and it's got green, gold, and turquoise flakes. I am going to show you this on its own as well as layered over a black. So here's our first coat of Shamrock Roll. I'm going to show you 3 coats of this on its own and then 1 coat layered over black. I think the formula is good, a nice dense flaky polish, no base color, a good distribution of these flakes across the nail, and it's a very easy polish to manipulate. I think the formula is good. It's not too thick or too thin. This is a ton of flakes though, so it is going to dry with some texture. I do recommend using a top coat with this one, whether it be matte or glossy, just something to smooth everything out. This is flakes, so removal won't require scrubbing as if it were a glitter. However, with this amount of flakes, I find needing a second cotton ball after all is said and done is necessary, just to wipe off any flakes that might stick to your skin. So there are 1 and 3 coats of Shamrock Roll. And lastly for today we have Zero Lux Given, and this is a primarily green to gold multichrome, and it goes blue and purple at extreme angles. This one also has a scattered holographic effect as well as holographic flakes. Here's our first coat of Zero Lux Given. I think this covers pretty well here in this first coat. I got full coverage in 2 coats. The formula is excellent to work with. Again, not too thick, not too thin, no running, no pulling, no staining. I know in my videos I have a really hard time capturing the shifty qualities of a polish. So I am going to change up my lighting here in just a second to hopefully show you some of the shiftiness. Obviously, I'm definitely not catching all of it. I'm also not catching the holographic elements in here. It's kind of one or the other. You get a little bit of shift and no holographic, or you can capture some holographic and 1 color. Anyway, I got full coverage in 2 coats. It does dry on the dull side, so I recommend top coat, but nothing is going to dry textured and removal will be easy. So there are 2 coats of Zero Lux Given. And a lot of people said on the last video that the banner is helpful, the collage of all of the polishes in 1 photo. So again, here that is all 6 polishes in 1 photo. Let me know if this is something that you are interested in continuing to see, just a quick little side-by-side of every polish in the collection in 1 collective place. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.